Welcome to another installment of This Is Not Normal on the Political Drain podcast with Drill Sergeant Doug, aka Admin Doug, a U.S. Army veteran, teacher, musician, and family man from Jamaica, now fights for justice and democracy through commentary and humor. Follow him on YouTube at Political Drain and at Sons of Liberty Official as Drill Sergeant, aka Admin Doug, continues to protect our freedoms.
A U.S. Supreme Court ruling that threatens black majority districts held by Democrats.
They want to take away the voting power of African American communities in order to boost their own.
The protest illustrated an energy from liberals that has given pause to Republicans in a midterm election year.
For these reasons, House Republicans will not be taking up congressional or legislative redistricting maps for the 2028 election cycle during this special session.
What's up, YouTube? Drill Sergeant here. And you know, yesterday there was the aftermath. Yesterday was the aftermath of something that I thought was, or should be at least, pretty mundane. There was a runoff in Georgia. I missed the commotion. I missed the upheaval, obviously. What is that? Well, you see, Georgia Republican legislative leaders reject governor's call for 2028 redistricting. Now, I thought that this already was the case. Every time that they tried to redistrict in Georgia, it went to the court system. They done smashed it, sent it back, and now it's going through appeals and all this stuff. And then I realized I just stopped giving a shit. I just figured that after the decision with the Supreme Court, it's just going to happen everywhere. And so I'm just here to fight it. Wherever it's at, I'm going to fight it. I didn't even know that this governor decided to hold a special session for this specific purpose and blah, 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 blah. Well, they decided not to do it. This is a good thing.
Changes to our district maps have the potential to impact every voter in Georgia, and they deserve the same thoughtful, fact-driven process that has always guided the House. That's why we look forward to holding joint reapportionment meetings to hear from voters in every corner of the state, ensuring every citizen of our state has an opportunity to make their voice heard in a fair and bipartisan environment. In addition, there are a number of cases pending where judges are currently analyzing the decision of Calais on redistricting. Several of those cases involve Georgia's prior and current maps. We are confident that Georgia will prevail in the pending appeals and look forward to receiving additional judicial opinions to assist in our future map drawing efforts.
There you have it. There you have it. According to the Republican legislature, they said that they need more time to figure this out. They want to make sure that they are giving every single constituent the chance to get their voice heard. And I mean, it couldn't be because the entire Capitol building was filled with people as they cheered. It couldn't be because they were filled up with people telling them about themselves. That couldn't be it. No, that couldn't be it. Let's hear a little bit more about the situation, on how this came about.
To tell us how all of this unfolded today.
Yeah, Frank and Lori, thank you guys. It happened just weeks ago when Republican leaders at the Capitol were signaling that they were ready to push through new political maps. But tonight, that's off the table. Here's how it all unfolded. Demonstrators packed the rotunda as Georgia's special legislative session got underway, and by early afternoon, they had something to cheer about. Just before 1 o'clock, House Speaker John Burns sent a letter to Governor Brian Kemp, signed by every Republican leader in the Georgia House, saying that redistricting is off the table for this session.
Well, wait a minute. Just last week you were ready to go. You said it's time to make this happen. That seems strange, YouTube. Last week you were ready to go. You called this because you thought that now was the time, and all of a sudden your reasoning for saying you're not going to do this, you're not going to redistrict and get rid of black votes is because, well, you need more time to think about it, to see what people think about it. I think it's a different reason, YouTube. Forgive me. Let's watch here.
saying new districts would roll back decades of progress. And behind the scenes, some Republicans were getting cold feet. I spoke with 3 GOP state representatives on Wednesday, but all 3 of them told me they weren't confident redistricting would help their odds, especially in the House and County area where they had concerns it would drive voters to the polls in protest.
That part. You see, despite the comfy talk by these Republicans, what happened was they feared the black revolution. They feared the black ass whooping that was coming. Atlanta is a little bit different from the rest of those places like Mississippi and Louisiana and South Carolina. Black people in Atlanta have money. You hear me, YouTube? There's a difference. Black people in Atlanta have money. Black people in Atlanta have educations. Black people in Atlanta go to Clark, right? Black people in Atlanta go to historied educational institutions. Black people in Atlanta own businesses and entire industries. You hear me? What they found out was all of that white privilege and all of that entitlement that they've grown up with by talking like this every time they get on the screen, and you'll see why I talk like that when you see who they actually elected the Republican side. Oh, no, it wasn't because they needed more time. It was because the same people who filled up those same halls when they decided they were going to try to push this through were the same activists, owners, donators, city movers, state movers that put the fear of God into them. They were reminded in that runoff that they would be tasting the ancestors if they even dared to take what they've already done any further. Oh yeah, they was about to taste the ancestors. They didn't want no part of that. Black people in Atlanta are a part of a very unique group that make up pretty much 30% of all black people everywhere that vote. Oh, there's strength there. That's what this is about. That's the point of the video. Not just to dunk on these Republicans because they made the right decision today, because that's not over with. The point is,
by a U.S. Supreme Court ruling that threatens black majority districts held by Democrats.
They want to take away the voting power of African American communities in order to boost their own.
The protest illustrated an energy from liberals that has given pause to Republicans in a midterm election year. Many of the protesters lingered in the Capitol when Republican House Speaker John Burns and other Republicans filled much the same space in the building. When their turn came to speak, Burns gave the protesters news that they wanted to hear.
For these reasons, House Republicans will not be taking up congressional or legislative redistricting maps for the 2028 election cycle during this special session.
The derisive ovation for Burns lasted 30 seconds.
Yeah, well, thank you for the ovation.
The decision appears to nullify what was likely the most complicated issue of the special session, on the heels of a fractious Republican primary that finally concluded Tuesday night.
And this shows the fracture between the Republican Party that happened last night. These members are terrified of their own selves, and they're terrified of the public as to why they've called this off.
she mentioned this division that happened last night. What happened last night, I wonder? Huh? You see, all of the blackness and all of the richness and all of the uniquely badassness that comes with that in this city of Atlanta. On the other hand, on the other side is a fucking clown show that's just insistent on MAGA crime.
Like I said then, I'm the only candidate who doesn't owe a thing to the political establishment. I don't care what special interests want, how much they beg, how much they give me. I can't be bought, and I won't back down.
And it looks like we're going to come up a little short here tonight, and that's unfortunate, but we had a great election day. You just didn't have enough runway to get it all the way there. It looked like it was coming back pretty good, but the early voting margin was just a little too much to overcome. So, but I want to thank my opponent and his team for running their race, and I also congratulate them as well.
Oh yeah, that's what they saw. the billionaire grifter who couldn't wait to crush all poor white people into a fine powder and sniff them up into the bank account, his own bank account, just beat a millionaire grifter, for Trump, mind you, who couldn't wait to bend over and give up his democracy and all of ours to his orange Epstein daddy. Republicans, they're fucked now. If that's the dynamic, the guy who won is the billionaire crushing poor white people for his own amusement, and the guy who lost is for Trump, endorsed by Trump. The people who have absolutely no morals or ideas of their own in the legislature in Georgia are fucked. They're stuck between a rock and an orange place, and they're fucked because, well, they've turned their voting base into a stupid, moronic, semi-conscious, drooling pail of white, shapeless mass that I bet you didn't even know that the guy they voted for wasn't endorsed by Trump. And the existing lawmakers have now become the face. They've turned into the face as that shapeless, horde, drooling, shapeless, white mass of ignorance has now become the leopard.
Like I said then, I'm the only candidate who doesn't owe a thing to the political establishment. I don't care what special interests want, how much they beg, how much they give me. I can't be bought, and I won't back down.
And what hurts the most is that white, shapeless mass of drooling morons, even a third of them have given up because they can't even afford the gas anymore to go across town and own the libs. It doesn't work anymore. And their sons have been shipped over to Iran, and they're in Iran looking for enough loose change in their BDUs to raise the $300 billion Trump just gave to them, with nothing in return. Nothing in return except disrespectful AI memes that have a higher approval record than Trump in America. That's a lot. That's a lot, because on the other side, YouTube, there's this. Meet Keisha Lance Bottoms.
Georgians reminded the nation that our votes are our voices, and our voices will never be silenced. While Republicans have poured millions of dollars of their personal money into this campaign, outspending Democrats in the primary by tens of millions of dollars, we still outvoted Republicans. Not by little, but by 150,000 votes almost. That is the largest margin Democrats have had since 1998.
In that case, if I were a Republican, I'd think twice about pissing off even more black voters too. Especially when the last time that happened, well, I'll let Keisha tell you.
Margin Democrats have had since 1998. And do you know what else happened that year? We sent a Democrat to the governor's mansion.
That part. So all the rest of you liberals out there, stop fucking crying and stand up. You hear me? Black people have power in Atlanta. Huh? And white people are waking up all over America. Huh? This shit ain't going down without a fight here. Stop fucking crying. Stand up. It ain't going down without a fight.
The good news for today is that Georgia Republicans caved on gerrymandering elections in Georgia. I'm a lawyer in real life. I don't play one on television. But does that mean this fight is over? And the answer to that is absolutely not. It means that for right now, it's on pause. But can we stop and totally prevent them from trying to gerrymander Georgia? And the answer to that is yes. And there are three ways we can do it. We can flip the governor's seat from red to blue. We can flip the Georgia Senate from red to blue. Right now, there's only a 6-seat difference. If Democrats can flip 6 seats, the Republicans in Georgia will not hold the Senate. And we can also flip the Georgia House from red to blue. Right now, there is a 10-seat difference. And that means we can flip 10 seats to blue, and they will no longer have control. Are these things doable? And the answer to that is absolutely yes. One of the reasons I think they wanted to have this special session is they are afraid that the Democrats will, in fact, flip all three or at least one of the seats necessary to blue, and they will not be able to gerrymander in Georgia in order to keep power. Let's talk about how we can do this. I have some videos I'm going to be sharing with you where I talk to Democratic candidates who are running for seats that are red, but they believe they can flip to blue. This is not pie in the sky belief. This is real possibility. Some of them have already done it. Follow, share, and like so you can hear from these candidates who are going to turn Georgia blue. The good news for today is that Georgia Republicans caved on gerrymandering elections in Georgia. I'm a lawyer in real life. I don't play one on television. But does that mean this fight is over? And the answer to that is absolutely not. It means that for right now, it's on pause. But can we stop and totally prevent them from trying to gerrymander Georgia? And the answer to that is yes. And there are three ways we can do it. We can flip the governor's seat from red to blue. We can flip the Georgia Senate from red to blue. Right now, there's only a 6-seat difference. If Democrats can flip 6 seats, the Republicans in Georgia will not hold the Senate. And we can also flip the Georgia House from red to blue. Right now, there is a 10-seat difference. And that means we can flip 10 seats to blue, and they will no longer have control. Are these things doable? And the answer to that is absolutely yes. One of the reasons I think they wanted to have this special session is they are afraid that the Democrats will, in fact, flip all three or at least one of the seats necessary to blue, and they will not be able to gerrymander in Georgia in order to keep power. Let's talk about how we can do this. I have some videos I'm going to be sharing with you where I talk to Democratic candidates who are running for seats that are red, but they believe they can flip to blue. This is not pie in the sky belief. This is real possibility. Some of them have already done it.
Like I said, this ain't going down without a fight. So I'll see you for 7 days in D.C. from June 28th to July 4th. Come one of those days, 2 of those days, all of those days, whatever you can manage, whatever you can afford, whatever you can get off for. But be there, show up, because this shit ain't going down without a fight. And the time to fight is now. Hey, yeah, you. Before you click away to watch someone unbox a tactical toothbrush, let's talk about something real. Political Drain isn't just another content mill. We're a digital front in a very real war. Not with bullets, but with ideas, with action, and with solidarity. We pair urgent news with critical education. And we build community around actual resistance, not the hashtag kind. The kind that moves. But here's the thing. None of this is free. It isn't. Behind every video is time, labor, research, and some weird guy asking if we're going to pay the hosting bill. And yeah, some of that money goes to things we can't necessarily say out loud. If you know, you know. Let's just say our special ops aren't Call of Duty LARPers. They're people making real moves to protect, uplift, and organize. You're not just funding a channel. You're funding a resistance network in a world where capital still calls the shots. Unfortunately, in a system built on artificial scarcity, even mutual aid has a price tag. And if we want to grow, if we want to win, we need your help. We need your help. So if you've got even a few bucks to spare, toss it our way. It's not for ads. It's not for merch drops, but for people making moves in the shadows so others can do it in the light. It's just us and you. So fund the mission, fund the fight, fund the future, because nobody's coming to save us. We save each other. That's how this works.
That was the Political Drain podcast, which can be heard on www.groovechillradio.com/political-drain and can be viewed on the Political Drain YouTube channel anytime. Once again, thank you for listening to Groove Chill as we resist fascism in any form, pursue democracy, peace, and love.